Don't Worry Darling, one of the most talked about films of the year, mainly because of rumored drama during production. But how was the actual film? A 1950s housewife living with her husband in a utopian experimental community begins to worry that his glamorous company could be hiding disturbing secrets. Yes, I just mentioned that there was drama during production. You have probably heard all the rumors, everything that happened on set with this film. I'm not going to get into it because there is a lot, but I'm not going to lie, it's extremely fascinating with Olivia Wilde, Florence Pugh. Apparently Harry Styles fucking spat on Chris Pine. Like, this movie has so much drama in its production, which is sort of unfortunate because I feel like there was more drama in the production of this film than the actual film. Listen, I didn't think I'd get into it this early in the review, but I thought this movie was just okay. It isn't anything that is going to blow your mind, and it's certainly not the worst thing you've ever seen. I have a feeling when people watch this film, it's going to be through the lens of all this drama on production, and I think a lot of people want this movie just to fail because of Olivia Wilde, and a lot of people want this movie to succeed because there are supporters of Harry Styles and all that. Like, I don't want to talk about the drama, but sometimes it's hard not to. But I just feel like when people watch this movie, that's what people are going to be focused on. People want to know, how is it as a film, putting aside all the drama and all that. And it's really just all right. I don't think it's the worst thing ever made, and I don't think it's the greatest thing ever made. I think it has a lot of issues, but it has some really great ideas. The first thing I want to talk about are the performances. I think Florence Pugh here is spectacular. I know, back to me talking about the drama, I know she had some issues with everything that was going on, in my opinion, rightfully so, but she didn't just shoo it in. She didn't just say, fuck this, I'm not going to give it my 110%. She really gives it all here, and she is great. And really everyone else, I mean, Harry Styles was okay. I know people want to know how Harry Styles was. He was okay. I mean, nothing to write home about. It's really the Florence Pugh show, and she was great here. And I think overall this film has some interesting ideas. Really bizarre and weird concepts. And this is an original film, and I love original films. I wish we got more of those today. So I'm happy this film even exists, that we have something that's an original thought that has all these big names in it. There's a big budget, and it was actually made. I'm happy at least that happened. And there are some really cool ideas in here. I won't talk about them too much to be spoilers, but I think overall there are some cool concepts. This movie has a Severance feel to it. If you haven't watched Severance, watch Severance. That show is fucking incredible. Season 1 was spectacular too. Fucking great. But there's something mysterious going on. Florence Pugh's trying to figure out what, their secrets and all of that. And some of this stuff is built up really well. I think Olivia Wilde does a really great job of directing this film. There are some great shots here. There are some suspenseful sequences. All of that is done fine. The point of this film is the big payoff, the big twist. We're getting to that point. And while I think the twist itself is fine, I think some of the execution of it was sloppy, sometimes laughable, and there are going to be a lot of people that think the ending's really fucking stupid. I think the overall ending, the concept of it, it's a fine ending. But there are things in there that are just really stupid. The problem with this concept and everything that happens in this film is that it doesn't have enough time to explain most of it. There are a lot of unanswered questions. There are a lot of things that happen specifically in that last 20 minutes that I'm still figuring out what happened. And I think this probably should have been like a mini-series or something. Severance is a season right now. It had time to explain everything that happened in that season, all the concepts, all the ideas, the mystery that's going on, the mysterious things that's happening. This feels like all the mysterious things are happening, but nothing's really explained too much. They're kind of just thrown in there. So when things happen, you're a little confused and you're asking, what's the point of all this? I think the final 20 minutes, too much is happening. There are a lot of things that happen kind of out of nowhere that are really laughably bad. There's one where my theater just started laughing. And I think the overall final shot of the movie and the final thing that happens is one of my least favorite cliches in movies like this. There should have been more there. And the reason I'm talking about the ending so much, and it's hard to even talk about it without spoiling anything, and I won't spoil anything, it's just hard to keep it vague, is that when you have a movie like this, that's the big payoff. We're waiting for all these suspenseful things to happen. What's happening at the end? And when your payoff there is just messy and sort of fine with a lot of things that are really dumb, the whole movie feels sloppy and just fine and somewhat of a waste of time. Like I said before, I don't think this film is bad by any means. There are some cool ideas in here. There are some great shots. There's some great performances. I honestly wasn't bored ever. I think some people might be bored in this film, but I was pretty engaged. There was mysterious shit going on. I wanted to figure out what the fuck was going on. And I guess the biggest bummer is that the payoff just felt rushed where it should have been extended a little bit. And I don't know if you fix that by making the movie longer. Really, the best way to fix it, like I said, it should have been a season. But overall, I know that this film is going to have a lot of attention to it because of everything that's happened in the past 2 years with production. And there's already a big eye on this film. Like I said before in the review, there's been people that just want this film to fail no matter what, and some people want it to succeed no matter what. And I guess it just feels exhausting, all this drama around this film, because it doesn't seem warranted over a film that's just sort of okay. I'm going to give Don't Worry Darling 5 Davey Daves. This is definitely a film I feel like you need to watch more than once. There are some things I noticed that I think when you rewatch it in the beginning of the film, you're going to notice little details that build up to that twist towards the end. And maybe on a second viewing, it's going to be a lot better. I just don't think this is a film that's going to blow anyone's minds, or it's not going to be a film that everyone's just going to despise. I think there's a clear message in this film that's pretty much on the nose. That's annoying too. I kind of wish I mentioned that before, but that might piss some people off. I guess it's just fascinating, this whole film, the production, how people are going to perceive it next weekend. I'm very curious to see that. I really want to know what people think, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. So, Don't Worry Darling. Let me know what you guys thought of it. If you've seen it, I'm curious to hear. And thank you so much for watching. Click here to see more of Dave's Takes.